Hello students, in today's video we will discuss about interhalogen compounds. Basically what do you mean by interhalogen compounds? When two different halogens react with each other, interhalogen compounds are formed, and since two different halogens interact and therefore the name is given interhalogen compounds. Now since both are halogens, therefore interhalogen compounds, they are commonly represented as XX dash, where X is one halogen and X dash is a different halogen. X is generally halogen of the larger size and more electronegative, whereas X dash is the halogen of a small size and less electronegative. Just make a change over here. X is less electronegative and X dash will be more electronegative. Now interhalogen compounds can be of four types: XX-, XX-3, XX-5 and XX-7. These are formed in different oxidation state. For example, in the first one, X will have +1 oxidation state, in the second one +3, similarly +5 and +7. So the one which is less electronegative or the one which is more electropositive will have positive oxidation state, and it will be in either +1, +3, +5 or +7 oxidation state. There are two ways by which interhalogens can prepare. Either by direct combination of halogens, for example chlorine and bromine, they are directly made to interact with each other, will get interhalogen, or by the action of halogen or lower interhalogen. Based on the preparation of interhalogens, you can expect a question. Okay, like if we take the equal volume or equimolar ratio of chlorine and fluorine, we get ClF. But on the other hand, if we are taking excess fluorine, then we'll get the compound ClF3. Similarly, iodine and chlorine, if we are taking its equimolar ratio, we get the compound ICl. And if we are treating iodine with excess chlorine, then the product will be ICl3. Same is the case with BRF3 and BRF5. So interhalogens, they can be prepared either by direct combination or by action of halogen on lower interhalogen. Direct equation can be framed or complete the equation. These type of questions can be asked from this topic. The properties of interhalogen compounds include their covalent nature, their diamagnetic nature, as well as their volatile nature. They can be either solid or liquid, as well as some kind of polarity exists in them. The polarity exists due to difference in the electronegativity of two halogens. If we talk about the reactivity, interhalogen compounds are more reactive than halogens. This is a question which is frequently asked in the board exam as a give reason question, that why interhalogen compounds are more reactive than halogen, but we have to remember the exception, fluorine. Fluorine will be always more reactive than interhalogen. Now why interhalogen compounds are more reactive? It is because due to difference in the signs, XX- bond length is weaker than XX. Actually XX-, this will be heteroatomic and therefore it will affect the bond length. Bond length will be weaker. And this weak bonding is due to the fact that since it's a heteroatomic molecule, the overlapping of orbital takes place into dissimilar atoms, and that is a diffused one. So overlapping becomes less effective and the bond can be broken very easily. On the other hand, if we talk about the halogens, then halogens, it's a homoatomic molecule. The overlapping of orbitals between two similar atoms, and therefore the bond will be comparatively strong bond. So overall, if we consider the reactivity, the order of reactivity will be fluorine being the highly reactive one, interhalogens follow fluorine, and halogens are the least reactive one. Remember this sequence. The third property is that most of interhalogens which contain fluorine, they act as good fluorinating agent. This is because fluorine being small in size, the bond will be weak, the bond will be cleaved faster, and therefore it will be able to donate fluorine quickly. Hence, all those interhalogens which contain fluorine, they act as good fluorinating agent. For example, in this case here, ClF3 will be a good fluorinating agent. Now, I am just giving you example of this second point. ICl is more reactive than chlorine. Now, this is the question asked in the board exam. What will be the answer? That ICl is an interhalogen. So, the bond will be weak because there will be overlapping of orbitals of iodine and chlorine, which are dissimilar atom. Therefore, the bond cleavage will be faster and ICl will be more reactive than chlorine. Next topic is a topic from which you can expect the question not only in your board exams but in competitive exams like JEE. Structure of interhalogen compounds based on valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. Now we know that interhalogen compounds, they exist of the type XX-, XX-3, XX-5 and XX-7. We have to discuss the structures and examples of all these compounds. So let us begin with the first one. So we'll begin with the first one, XX-, where X, that is the halogen with larger size, will have +1 oxidation state. For example, ClF, BrF, IF and ICl. Now what will be their structure? They will show linear structure. For example, ClF. Now there are 7 electrons in the outermost shell of chlorine and 7 electrons in the outermost shell of fluorine also. So they will be forming a single bond. In both cases, there will be 3 lone pairs left out on them. And therefore chlorine or ClF will show linear structure. So you have to remember the shape and the structure of interhalogen compounds. The next one is XX-3. So here X will show +3 oxidation state. The examples are like ClF3, BrF3, IF3, etc. Now let us discuss their structure. Chlorine with its 7 electrons in the outermost shell will form 3 bonds with 3 fluorine, and then out of 7 electrons, 3 electrons are used and 4 electrons are left out. They will be as lone pair. So chlorine will form 3 bonds with 3 fluorine atoms and 2 lone pairs will be left. So this contains ClF3. This has 3 bond pair and 2 lone pair. So it will show bent T shape. In this type of interhalogens, they will show sp3d hybridization. The central molecule shows sp3d hybridization. The next interhalogen is of XX-5 with X having oxidation state of +5. The examples are like IF5, BrF5 and ClF5. Let us discuss the structure. Iodine. Iodine has again 7 electrons in the outermost shell, out of which it will form 5 bonds with 5 fluorine atoms. So out of 7 electrons, 5 has been used and one lone pair will be left out. So it will show 5 bond pair and 1 lone pair. From this we can predict the structure. It forms a square. So the structure shown by interhalogens of the type XX-5 is square pyramidal. And the type of hybridization of central atom will be sp3d2 hybridization. Moving on to next interhalogens, like let's say XX-7, where X will be in the oxidation state +7. The example is IF7. Now this iodine will be surrounded by 7 fluorine atoms. That means all 7 electrons which are present in the outermost shell of iodine, they will be utilized in forming bond with fluorine. So as we can see in the structure here, iodine is surrounded by 7 fluorine atom, and if we draw the structure, it will be pentagonal bipyramidal. So this is pentagonal bipyramidal with the central atom undergoing sp3d3 hybridization. So let us summarize the type of interhalogen, shape and their hybridization. XX- linear, XX-3 bent T-shape with sp3d hybridization, XX-5 square pyramidal with sp3d2 hybridization, and XX-7 type of interhalogen will show pentagonal bipyramidal with sp3d3 hybridization. So in today's video we have studied about interhalogens, how they are prepared, their properties, and the most important, their structure and their hybridization. Remember, from this table you can expect a question surely in your board exam as well as in your JEE exam. That's all for the day. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.